Hey everybody, it's Mr. Bruss here. It's the afternoon of Friday, September 11th, and we just finished up our first week of virtual learning. And I wanted to provide a recap of what we learned today in Period 2 Biology. So I'm going to head over here and show you from the student perspective what it looked like in Canvas. And we're starting up right here. I'll click out of here. And this is probably what it would look like from a student's. I just went straight to Safari because that's kind of how it works. When you click on Canvas, it launches up Safari. So this is the student view here. This is the home page for mine. Another way to get at this would be from the calendar. And you can see we have today's Ecology Virtual 1. And if we click down here, I think it's hard to kind of, I've been struggling finding kind of clicking on this. It doesn't really work. You can click on that link for me. I like to go to courses. You go to Bruss Biology, semester 1, scroll down to the ecology unit, and there we are, Ecology Virtual Day number 1. So we click on that, and we had the class Zoom link. We started with a 5-minute focus on science, and our scientist today was Dr. Tyrone Hayes. And then we talked a little bit about a graph of some that displays some of the data that is related to Dr. Hayes's work, and I'll show you that in a second. We watched a video to kind of launch the ecology unit and describe kind of the role that humans play in on Earth in our ecosystem. And then we introduced the interactive activity that is going to be provide the information for the ecology graded practice number 1. So let's go over a few of these things here really quickly. I'm going to stop from the iPad. I'm going to come back here on the screen, and I'm going to show you the 5-minute focus on science. So today we talked about Dr. Tyrone Hayes. Dr. Hayes is a researcher at UC Berkeley, and he studies a weed killer called atrazine and how it affects frogs. In iClass, we watched a couple minutes of this video, and students are encouraged when they have time to watch some more of this video and see Dr. Hayes speaking about his work himself. I think Dr. Hayes is an amazing storyteller, and he's able to talk about science, detailed scientific concepts in a way that's really more easy to understand and shows the importance of it. Then we moved on to the graph of the day. And here we asked students to think about what they notice about this graph. And students noticed that there was dark spots in the Midwest. There wasn't as much on the West Coast. They noticed that there's a gradation of colors, that is the United States. Then we asked students what they wonder about this graph. Why? Like, what does this represent? Why is it just here and not in some of the Western states? And we discussed that this is a graph that shows the density of atrazine spreading across the United States, and that it seems to be correlated with where corn is grown. And atrazine happens to be one of the major herbicides that we use on corn. So this is ungraded, but it's to get students and get you all thinking about looking at graphs and interpreting data. Then I showed that sometime this weekend, I have 2 links to videos here of talks and a documentary about Tyrone Hayes. And this New Yorker video here is 10 or 12 minutes. It's a really good video to get to know Dr. Hayes a little bit and sort of his interests and the story of his work on kind of exposing some of the dangers of atrazine. So that's something that students should check out. I'm going to stop sharing there and come back to you here. The next thing then, after we had that discussion, is we watched this video that's in the link. And that video was just to kind of introduce the unit and get students thinking about humans' role. And we just had one word that came to mind. And so we started reflecting on some of the words that came to mind from that video. And a lot of it was awe and wow, I can't believe that, and it's time to take action. And we talked a little bit about how that was sort of the point of this ecology unit, is to express that as humans, if we understand the world around us and how the environment interacts and how we can interact with the environment, then we can do things to create a world where we can live in the environment sustainably. But in order to make the right decisions, we need to understand how ecosystems work. We can't create a world that we can live in sustainably if we don't understand the basis of ecosystems. So then I'm going to come back over to the iPad here, and we'll get that broadcasting in a sec. So then from there, we did a quick demonstration of this bio-interactive. And this interactive is where the information lives for the ecology graded practice number 1. So if you click on this, you can see kind of a pristine landscape here. Oh, now it's not, but you can unclick these. And as you click around here from a pristine landscape, it shows where different sort of impacts that humans have. We've built cities, we've built factories, maybe cleared some land for agriculture. And as you click these different things, you can see along the bottom that some graphs are popping up. And you can click on those graphs and there's some information there. There's text, there's a graph to kind of interpret. And the questions in the assignment, all of that information lives in this site here. So by clicking around, reading, looking at the graphs, you should be able to answer all the questions on the assignment. Another place you can is if you click here, it shows you can add or subtract a feature onto this landscape. And you can also click one of these locations along the side here, and you can get the same information that you would have gotten from the graphs on the bottom. So a number of different ways. And the idea is that students can kind of explore with this and get maybe some ideas for the project that they want to do, as well as learn about some of the impacts that humans have had on the landscape, so that we can know what we can do to create a world that's sustainable for us and animals around us, or the organisms in general, plants as well. Okay, so there is that. And back here in our Canvas page, we opened up, we worked on how to open up this assignment, which is going to be due Tuesday. And another place to see that assignment is if you click back out and you're in modules, you can see that it was Ecology Virtual Day 1, and underneath that, indented, is the assignment that is assigned that day. And so that's sort of the logic that I have set up in the module here. There's the day, and then underneath it, if there's an assignment that has been assigned for that day, the assignment lives right there. And you can see that assignment is due September 15th, and it's worth 2 points. So if we click on that, we see the assignment. And you can click on that assignment and it asks us, do we want to download this? And we went through the steps of how to download this to Notability. Okay, I'm not going to do that right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw your attention to 9th grade biology. This is in my Canvas course in the modules above the ecology. There's 9th grade biology tech tips. And I've made a couple of short tech tips here. One is how to pull the assignment out of Canvas into Notability. Miss Klepper, one of the other biology teachers, has made a video about how to use Notability. It's everything about Notability: organizing your folders, bringing in an assignment, marking up the assignment, all of that. Then what I did is I made another quick tech tip on how to take assignment out of Notability and save it to your files. Because when we turn in an assignment, we're going to need to grab it from our files. And I'm going to make one more tech tip video before the day is over, I hope, so that This shows you how to turn an assignment into Canvas. And that was all the time that we had for today, was all of that. Coming into next week, we are going to be expanding a little bit on our understanding of how ecosystems work. On Monday, remember, that is not a live Zoom day. That's an asynchronous learning day. And on Monday, if you go into Canvas, you'll see that there's a short assignment in there that for you all to complete on Monday. You can also work on your graded practice number 1 on Monday. And then coming into Tuesday, we're going to learn a little bit more about ecosystems. Wednesday, we're going to learn about food chains and food pyramids. Thursday, we're going to be learning about food webs. And then on Friday, we're going to be learning how food webs sort of interact with each other. So a lot coming up. It was a great first week. This class, like I said before, is amazing. I feel really lucky to have all the students in this class, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. All right, bye-bye.